Optimizing gut health is all the rage here in 2024. But what can we do to have better gut health that is not taking probiotics or eating fermented foods or eating a lot of soluble fiber to feed the bacteria, or eating healthy fats that contribute to a healthy gut lining? What else can we do? Well, here is a short list for you guys so you can improve your gut health and avoid gut dysbiosis and be healthy, right? So let's first talk about what we want more of. More sleep. You think of sleep for a lot of other reasons, but it contributes to a healthy gut, all right? More exercise, absolutely, is on that list. More diversity in your plate. Eat the rainbow, as they say. Have a nice, colorful plate with many different foods that have all sorts of different antioxidants and things that contribute to gut health. Coffee. We love coffee for the gut for so many other reasons, but it has polyphenols, and they're involved in the reactions where your gut bacteria eat that fiber you eat, right? The soluble fiber, and they make things like acetate or butyrate. Short-chain fatty acids is what they're known as. That control all sorts of stuff, from immunity and appetite and fat storage and mood and all sorts of stuff, right? Rates of muscle growth, many different things. So what do we not want? Okay, what do we want less of? We definitely want less stress, less sugar, less added sugar. That's right, it's bad for you for a lot of reasons, but also can contribute to gut dysbiosis and an overgrowth of harmful bacteria. Can sugar, especially added sugar. We really want to avoid that in every way, right? Ultra processed foods in general, definitely want to avoid those. Smoking, of course. You know it's bad for you for a lot of reasons, but here's another one. Really bad for your gut health, right? And yeah, it can damage your gut microbiome. Alcohol. Obviously want less alcohol, and we want to avoid antibiotics if we can, right? Unless obviously you're super ill and you need to take antibiotics to get better, right? And to kill off something that needs to be killed off. But, you know, it's really interesting, right? Because you look at all these things and it's like beating a dead horse. You know, we say all the time at Wend Wellness, I love to try and correct the system instead of, you know, just going to specific things that are good for little things and you know, looking at, you know, scrubbing that one part of the chair when you're trying to clean the house, if you will, right? Instead, let's get the bulk of it done. Let's give you things you're going to remember that can actually make a difference in your health. And we know, of course, that getting more sleep, that exercising, that, you know, having coffee is healthy. And the research has really come on strong here in 2024. Beneficial health outcomes with people that have more than 3 cups in a day. Just don't have it if you're pregnant, right? It's relatively equivocal whether or not it actually is okay. Even though the World Health Organization, says up to 300 milligrams for a pregnant woman's all right, I say avoid it because there's some mixed research out there, right? But otherwise, if you're not pregnant and you don't have a heart condition, you know, it's great. You know, we know that we want to avoid processed foods, right? A colorful plate just makes sense. You want to eat a bunch of different things, right? I mean, you don't want anything poisonous, obviously. But you can't find poisonous mushrooms in the store, right? So I don't think you really have to worry about that. Eat the rainbow, my friends. Good for so many reasons. You know, look at, even aside from different foods, look at pasture-raised eggs, right? Typically bodes well to have a lot of different colors, you know, and they do because they eat all different things. They don't make the exact same egg, do they? These pasture-raised hens, right? Whereas those who are fed traditional grain, you know, they make all the same shit. They all eat the same shit, and they do all the same shit. So, you know, common sense tells us, okay, Shane, that's a good idea. I don't know anything about nutrition, but I know that it should probably come from nature. I know that I shouldn't be having processed foods or a lot of added sugar. I just know sugar's bad for me, even if you don't know why, right? It's just terrible for you. And, you know, you should be avoiding alcohol and smoking. You don't even know why. You just know they're terrible for you. And, you know, taking too many antibiotics is obviously not a good thing. Chill out. Taking too many antibiotics is obviously not a good thing if you don't need to take them, right? And taking any medication that you don't need to take isn't good, right? But sometimes it's necessary, and that's okay. But for the most part, you can live naturally. You can get everything you need from nature and just take good care of your body. And look, here's another example about how doing that is good for gut health. You didn't even think about gut health when you were like, I'll get 9 hours of sleep tonight, or I'm going to go to the gym today. Who's thinking of their gut health when they do that? But yet again, my friends, it's like beating a dead horse. Like I say, the redundancy to me is a beautiful thing, and it makes it easy, at least easier, to be healthy. Who do we got on here? What's up? To my friends. Username. Nice. Tommy Reed, what's up, what's up? Dave. Bishop Nice, what's up, killer? Can't see the bicep under this One Wellness sweatshirt, but it's there. I just worked out before. I did some back and I did some you are the best. You're the best. I love you. This one's for you. Craig Ezekiel Sims. Nello, what's up, stud? How you doing, brother? Good to see you on here. Billy Rivera and Sabia. First one of the day, Sabia. That's awesome. I will see the tight muscles very soon in the next few days. I said that quick because I don't want any sort of HIPAA violation here. You're the best. Thanks for coming on. I hope you get something out of it. I'd probably talk to you about this while you're on the table also. So as for now, if you don't remember everything. So we got for you, folks. We'll see you tomorrow, baby. Not sure where, not sure when. We'll see you then. Have an amazing rest of your night. Thank you very much. That was Baby Doll herself, and happy When Wellness. We'll see you guys.